Hey everybody, it's Beth. I'm about 13 months into my transition from dyeing my hair to letting my natural silver hair grow in. You can see how I'm doing so far. You can see the demarcation point. We're getting there. I think my big chop is in sight. Not quite yet, but we're getting there. I'm letting my hair grow. I'm going to let it grow really long and then do a big chop when I'm ready. Anyway, I've been thinking lately about the 15 years that I spent dyeing my hair. And I've been thinking about what that cost me. That was an adult choice I made by myself. I wasn't exactly forced to do it, although I did feel coercive pressure from our society at large. But I chose to do that. And that choice was costly in terms of dollars, my free time, and the impact to the environment. Recently, I sat down and crunched the numbers, and the results were shocking. I'm here to present those to you. So if you would like to hear about what dyeing my hair for 15 years cost in terms of dollars, time, and environmental impact, please keep watching. As I go through this video, I will share my math with you on a couple of slides that I've prepared. But one thing I just wanted to share first is that I first dyed my hair for 15 years at an interval of about 4 weeks. So if you multiply 15 years by 52 weeks in the year and divide that by 4, you get 195. So all of my numbers are rounded and kind of averaged, but they're good numbers. I believe I did have 195 appointments, and those would have been of two forms. The vast majority of those appointments would have been root touch-ups where I just went in and had my new growth colored in. But at least once a year, sometimes twice a year, I would get highlights or some other form of all over color that was a little more expensive and a little more time consuming. I think my root touch-ups, if you count in tip and parking and any additional moisturizing treatments that I elected to have, I think my root touch-ups were on average $100 an appointment. I think my highlight appointments were about $250 an appointment if you factor in, again, tip and parking. So if you apply those numbers to the number of appointments I think I had, I believe I spent $22,500 dyeing my gray hair. I don't care who you are, $22,500 is a lot of money. You can do a lot with $22,500. I can name 100 charities that would love to get a gift of $22,500. On a more selfish level, I could have had 2 bathroom renovations. I could have had 4 international vacations. I could have 28 pairs of Louboutins. And I could have 180 shares of Apple stock. But instead, I spent that money that I earned. I've worked hard during that entire 15 years to earn my living. I've spent that money on maintaining the illusion that my hair was not going gray. I haven't fully absorbed the emotional impact of that, but I was shocked to see the numbers. I do not plan on spending my money in this way in the future. Applying the same assumptions about the number of appointments that I had, I then thought about how long those appointments lasted. A root touch-up, if you factor in commute, parking, and then being in the salon, a root touch-up would take about 2.5 hours of free time. If I were to get a highlight appointment or some other type of more intensive appointment, you can add an hour for 3.5 hours. So applying those duration assumptions to the number of appointments I believe I had, I think it took 508 hours of my free time to dye my hair over 15 years. 508 hours is a lot of time. That equals 28 or 21 straight days of time. And if you divide it by the work week, it's about 13 weeks of work time for a full-time work week. With that time, I could have done any number of things. I could have volunteered my time and contributed back to society. I could have learned a new skill, taken a class, improved my watercolor skills or my pottery skills or any number of skills. Instead I was, getting my hair colored. I could have listened to the audiobook of Moby Dick, a book I have yet to read, 22 times. I could have also instead gone home and sat in meditation and contributed to the accrued hours of mindful awareness that I'm trying to build here on earth. These things are hard to do in a salon setting. Of course you can read, of course you can sit peacefully, but generally speaking, I didn't. The experience of being in a salon is often a social one. There are folks that you can talk to, and it can be sort of boisterous. And generally speaking, as peaceful as a salon is, it's not the same as sitting at home. So that's what I did with 508 hours of my time. I sat in a salon and covered my gray. I will not choose to spend my time this way in the future. The centerpiece of any hair appointment is the dye that you actually apply to the hair to color it and then rinse down the drain. On average, about 4 to 6 ounces are used in a normal appointment, and every stylist I ever had would tell me that my hair required a double batch, so I've assumed about 8 ounces of dye per visit. If you apply 8 ounces of dye times 195 appointments, you get 1,560 ounces of dye, which equals about 12 gallons of hair dye. Again, I'm not a chemist, but I can read the labels of hair dye and I can see that there's ammonia and a number of other strange chemicals that I don't know what happens once they go into the drinking water system. I'm not really sure how our municipal water experts keep us safe from those chemicals, but that is something that I have done, is put 12 gallons of hair dye into the drinking water system. Beyond that, there's an environmental impact to create the products in the first place and then deliver them to market. So by making the choice to stop dyeing my hair, I just am one less person contributing to the demand for this particular type of chemical and one less person putting these chemicals down the drain. I'm sorry that I did do that for 15 years, but I will not be doing that in the future. It's one of the ways that I can control my environmental impact, and I'm very happy to do so. So there you have it. In terms of dollars, time, and environmental impact, dyeing my hair for 15 years was very costly. The good news is that I don't have to do it anymore, and whatever time I have left, whatever dollars I have left, I can decide what to do with them. I can use them differently. And in terms of environmental impact, this is one more way that I can reduce my footprint on the earth. Very curious to hear what you guys think. Have you ever crunched the numbers? Has this inspired you to do that? If so, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much.